Here's the hard truth. Every month you delay confronting this one enemy, it quietly chips away at your income. For 95% of creatives, this isn't a small leak. It's a $10,000 to $20,000 mistake by year's end. That's a five-figure sum just left on the table because of hesitation. Stop letting it happen. Together, I'll show you how to fix the one mistake that's costing you everything. Before we dive in, I want to be crystal clear. I'm a financial educator, not a licensed financial advisor. The ideas we talk about here are for educational purposes, to help you build awareness and ask better questions. This isn't personalized financial advice, so please always consult with a qualified professional for your unique situation. Okay, let's get into it. So what is this hidden enemy? It's not a new software, and it's not a difficult client. It's an internal conflict, a belief that many of us were taught from the very beginning of our creative journeys. The idea that art and commerce are separate, opposing forces. We're conditioned to believe that true creativity is pure, driven by passion, not profit, that talking about money somehow taints the craft. This creates a deep divide within us, where our artist self feels at odds with our business self. So when a potential client asks that simple question, "What's your rate?" a wave of discomfort washes over us. It can feel awkward, even greedy, as if we're putting a price tag on a piece of our soul. And in that moment of hesitation, that's where the financial leak begins. To avoid the discomfort, we throw out a number that feels safe, instead of one that reflects our true value. We agree to endless revisions because we don't want to be perceived as difficult. We let our passion for the work overshadow the need to be compensated fairly for it. This mindset isn't just a quirky personality trait. It's a silent tax on your talent, creating that five-figure hole in your bank account we talked about. But what if this entire conflict is built on a lie? What if the solution isn't found in a modern spreadsheet or a pricing calculator, but in a timeless principle that successful creators have understood for centuries? That principle is the honest exchange of value. This isn't a modern business school buzzword. It's a fundamental human concept that has powered every sustainable craft and profession since the dawn of civilization. It's the simple, powerful idea that we offer something that solves a problem or fulfills a desire for someone else, and in return, they provide us with the resources needed to sustain our life and our work. The money isn't the point, it's the medium. It's the physical representation of the trust and value being exchanged between two people. When we reframe our work through this lens, everything changes. You're not just a graphic designer selling a logo. You are providing a client with the visual identity that will become the face of their life's dream. You're not just a writer crafting blog posts. You are giving a brand a voice to connect with thousands of people. You're not just a musician composing a track. You are creating the emotional soundtrack for a pivotal moment in a film. The fee you charge isn't for the hours you spent at your desk. It's for the transformation you deliver. It's for the peace of mind, the newfound confidence, or the business growth your work makes possible for your client. This is why the art versus commerce mindset is so destructive. It forces you to focus inward on your own effort and passion, blinding you to the immense external value you are creating. It makes the conversation about your time instead of their outcome. And when you can't see the value you provide, you can't possibly ask to be compensated for it fairly. Embracing the principle of value exchange is the key to building a career that doesn't just survive, but thrives. It's what transforms your freelance practice from a draining hustle into a sustainable, fulfilling enterprise. Fair compensation isn't an act of greed. It's an act of respect for the craft and for yourself. It's the energy that allows you to show up tomorrow, fully present and ready to create your best work, without the gnawing anxiety of financial instability. It's the foundation upon which a long, impactful creative life is built. I know this can still feel a bit abstract, like a concept from a business textbook. To make this principle tangible, let's use an analogy from a world we all understand intimately as creators. Think about the last project you were truly proud of. Maybe it was a piece of writing, a design, or a musical composition. Before you even got to the beautiful, visible part, the part everyone applauds, you had to build a structure. For a writer, it's the outline. For a musician, it's the underlying chord progression. For a sculptor, it's the hidden metal armature that holds the clay. This structure isn't the art itself, but without it, the art would collapse into a meaningless heap. No one ever accuses a sculptor of being uncreative for spending time meticulously building that internal frame. We understand it's the silent, essential partner to the creative act. Your financial practices are that armature. The honest exchange of value isn't a separate, ugly business task you tack on at the end. It tawdries the internal frame that gives your creative life shape, strength, and longevity. A fair fee is the steel that allows you to support the weight of your ambitions. A clear contract is the framework that lets you build with confidence. Without this sturdy, well-planned foundation, your passion becomes fragile, susceptible to collapsing under the first sign of pressure. It's not about being a sellout. It's about being a professional who respects their own work enough to build it to last. So if we instinctively know that a strong internal structure is crucial for our art to succeed, what is the internal block that stops us from building that same structure for our livelihood? That block is rooted in how we define ourselves. For too long, many of us have clung to the identity of the artist, a passive creator who waits to be discovered, who hopes their talent will simply be recognized and fairly rewarded. In this story, the business part is a necessary evil, an uncomfortable negotiation that happens long to the pure act of creation. This forces us into a reactive posture, where we respond to a client's budget instead of confidently presenting our own value. The mindset shift is to fully embrace the identity of a creative professional. Godin's, this isn't a lesser, more corporate version of yourself, it's an empowered one. A creative professional understands that business isn't the enemy of art, it's the engine. It is the system that delivers your creative solutions to the people who need them. This identity is proactive. It doesn't wait for permission to discuss value. It initiates that conversation as a confident guide, helping the client understand the transformation they're investing in. You stop being a hired hand waiting for instructions and become a strategic partner leading them to a result. Ultimately, this is a shift from apology to ownership. You stop apologizing for needing to be paid and start taking ownership of the immense value you provide. This integration, seeing the artist and the entrepreneur as two essential parts of the same whole, is the foundation for a sustainable career. So now that we've rebuilt that internal foundation, let's put together the blueprint for your new structure. So what's the first step in this new blueprint? It's recognizing that the art versus commerce conflict is a myth. Your financial structure isn't the enemy of your creativity. It's the foundation that makes your creative life sustainable. By embracing your role as a creative professional, you stop apologizing for your worth and start owning the incredible value you provide. You shift the conversation from your time to their transformation. This isn't about becoming a different person. It's about integrating the artist and the entrepreneur to build something that lasts. I'd love to hear from you. What's one belief about money and art that you're ready to let go of after watching this? Share it in the comments below. Putting it into words is a powerful first step. And if you're ready to continue building a stronger creative business, one piece at a time, make sure you subscribe. We're just getting started on this blueprint together.